The quiet power of positive behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something simple, but powerful. Have you ever noticed how one person's attitude can change the entire room? Not their words, not their title, not their status, but their behavior. A calm response in chaos, a kind gesture when no one is watching, a smile offered on a hard day. Positive behavior doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't demand attention. Yet somehow, it leaves the deepest mark. In a world filled with noise, anger, division, and stress, positive behavior is revolutionary. It is rare. It is magnetic. And most importantly, it is contagious. Today, we are not talking about being perfect. We are talking about being intentional. Because when you choose positive behavior, you don't just change your own life, you inspire others to believe that they can be better too. Positive behavior is a language without words. Positive behavior speaks a language everyone understands. You don't need the same background. You don't need the same beliefs. You don't even need the same language. Respect is understood everywhere. Kindness is felt everywhere. Integrity is recognized everywhere. When you show patience instead of anger, people notice. When you choose honesty instead of shortcuts, people remember. When you stay humble despite success, people are inspired. And here's the truth. People may forget what you said. They may forget what you did, but they will never forget how your behavior made them feel. Positive behavior tells others, it's okay to be kind. It's okay to stay calm. It's okay to do the right thing, even when it's hard. And without saying a word, you give permission for others to rise. Leadership begins with behavior, not authority. True leadership does not begin with a title. It begins with behavior. Anyone can give orders. Anyone can criticize. Anyone can point out what's wrong. But leaders, they model what's right. A leader who listens inspires confidence. A leader who stays respectful under pressure inspires loyalty. A leader who treats everyone with dignity inspires trust. And here's the secret. People follow behavior before they follow instructions. If you want honesty, be honest. If you want respect, show respect. If you want positivity, live it. When your actions align with your values, people don't just hear you, they believe you. Positive behavior creates a ripple effect. Positive behavior never stops with you. It moves outward, like ripples in water. One kind act inspires another. One calm reaction reduces conflict. One encouraging word lifts a heavy heart. You may never see the full impact of your behavior, but that does not mean it isn't powerful. That small encouragement you gave, it might have stopped someone from quitting. That patience you showed, it might have taught someone how to control their anger. That integrity you lived by, it might have reminded someone of who they want to become. Never underestimate the ripple you create. The world doesn't change all at once. It changes one behavior at a time. Positivity is stronger than negativity. Let's be honest, being positive is not always easy. It takes strength. It takes discipline. It takes self-awareness. Anyone can react. Anyone can complain. Anyone can blame. But choosing positive behavior, especially in difficult moments, that is courage. Positivity does not mean ignoring reality. It means responding to reality with wisdom. It means saying, I will not let this situation control who I become. And when others see that strength in you, something shifts inside them. They think, if they can stay grounded, maybe I can too. Positive behavior creates safe spaces for others. One of the greatest gifts you can give others is emotional safety. When your behavior is respectful, consistent, and kind, people feel safe around you, safe to speak, safe to fail, safe to grow. Your positive behavior tells others, you matter, you are seen, you are valued. And when people feel valued, they become more confident, more creative, more courageous. You don't need to fix everyone. You don't need to save everyone. Sometimes your positive behavior is enough to remind someone they are not alone. The struggle behind positive people. Here's something important to remember. Positive people are not people without struggles. They are people who refuse to let struggles define them. Behind every calm response is self-control. Behind every kind act is a conscious choice. Behind every optimistic mindset is resilience. Positivity is not pretending, it is choosing hope repeatedly. And when others see that, they don't see weakness, they see strength. They see proof that pain does not have to become poison. You teach others how to approach life. Your behavior teaches people how to approach challenges. If you approach challenges with determination, others learn persistence. If you approach people with compassion, others learn empathy. If you approach failure with humility, others learn growth. You are always teaching, even when you are silent. So ask yourself, what lesson is my behavior teaching today? Because someone is always watching, and someone is always learning. You don't need a stage to inspire. You don't need millions of followers. You don't need a microphone. You don't need fame. Inspiration begins in small places, at home, at work, in your community, in everyday interactions. Positive behavior is leadership at its purest form. When you live with intention, you turn ordinary moments into powerful examples, and slowly, quietly, you help shape a better culture. Be the example the world needs. The world does not need more opinions. It needs more examples, more patience, more integrity, more kindness, more courage. Positive behavior is not a weakness. It is a force that heals, a force that connects, a force that inspires. So today, choose to be that force, not because it's easy, but because it matters. Your behavior may change a moment, it may change a day, it may change a life. And sometimes, that life will be your own.